Hey guys, Mr. No Meta here, and today I'm talking about YCS Toronto in the new format. So as we all know, Plant Dragons won. The deck is really good, really strong, and I think it's actually really fun. It takes a lot more skill than the previous Dragon deck did. Dragon Rulers were the reason why I quit playing Yu-Gi-Oh! For a while, because I thought Dragon Rulers and Prophecy, I'm going to include Prophecy in this mix, I thought they were completely bullshit decks that should have never been created. I don't know what the hell Konami was thinking with creating those decks and how shenanigan-y they could get. But Plant Dragons, I think, kind of goes on the end of creativity. Whoever thought of, hey, let's splash the plant engine in Dragons, I kind of have to give them an applause. This deck is fucking fun. It really is the best of both worlds without being too asshole-ish. And yeah, it's just a deck that I actually really like. I think it's really fun. It takes a lot of skill to play, and yeah, this deck I think will probably be one that's going to be around for a while, unless Konami decides to hit the plant engine itself in another way. Possible Lone Fire, possible Dandelion, possible even fucking Spore again. Who knows? I'm not going to say that this deck is the greatest deck to ever exist, but it's a very creative deck, and I'll say it is fucking strong. It's nowhere near as good as the last one was, old Dragon Rulers, and that's why I like it. It's slowed down, everything's slowed down, and this is about all I'm going to say about Dragons. I want to talk about more of what I like about this format, and YCS Toronto showed this, how good this fucking format is. Alright. Let's talk about all the decks that topped. I know this isn't all of them. These are just the decks that I really liked and were kind of really happy to see top. Right, and I'm just going to go in order. And yes, there were other ones. I know Evil Swarm topped, but I don't really care to talk about Evil Swarms because it is just a straight-up control deck without any real variety to it. It's usually turn 1, summon Ophion, set 3 or 4 back rows, say go. And these decks, they can I just think these decks are good, and I want to talk about them. Dragunities. Holy shit, what? I really didn't think Dragunities would top. I thought the Avarice ban would have hurt this deck too much. And I've actually had conversations with people in my locals about this, and how I didn't want to pick up Dragunities. I was offered to pick up Dragunities, and I didn't want to, and the reason was I didn't think the deck was going to be any good. Not because the deck doesn't make big plays, but because Maxi and Effect Veiler hurt it way too damn much. After you go through your 3 Duxes, or your 3 Vaginas, you're out of plays. And it just, you're not completely out, but it's just like your deck's your momentum has just slowed down horrendously. And that just sucks. And I just kind of I didn't think it was going to do well. So I was really happy to actually see it top. And I kind of wish I would have picked up the Vaginas and the Duxes and the Flankses and all that jazz, but yeah. So Dragunities, really happy it topped. Kind of shocked it top forward. For those of you who don't know, the top 4 was Water, Infernity. No, it didn't top 4. Never mind, ignore me. I believe it was Water, Infernity, Blackwings, and Dragons. And Water and Dragons made it. Don't quote me on that. I know Dragunities, Infernities, Water, and Blackwings were in top 8. I'm sorry, I'm really tired. I've had a long day at work. But I wanted to make this video and talk about the format and how amazing it is. Anyway, Infernity. One of those decks that Transmodify just gave it that big oomph it needed. It's insane now. Like, there are still those times where you just open really shitty, but that's how it is in Yu-Gi-Oh! In general. But the problem with Infernities is that if you open shitty, you have to top deck out of it. But that's when Infernities shine. They can top deck so many cards to make those big plays that they need. And Konami has hit this deck more than once with Launcher, Trishula, and fuck, what was the other card? I can't remember. There was another card that, if I'm not mistaken, Konami has touched. It's been a while, and like I said, it's been a long day. Anyway, Konami's touched this deck over again, and it just keeps, like, after the Xyz started coming back, like you started seeing these different variants with Evolved Chain and more of a control variant that doesn't need to go first. And that's what I really like about Infernities, is it is a full blown aggro with the benefit of a control field. It's really hard to get around 2 breaks and 2 barriers. And that's why I think the deck is fucking insane. Just the aspect that it can go control, but it can also go full aggro on you and just wreck you. Mermel's Water, a deck that has changed a lot throughout its creation. Back when it first started, you were playing Undyne. Now you play Toes and Megalos, and the deck is really fucking good. I didn't know how this is a deck. I did not know how it was gonna do after playtesting it. I kind of thought it was a okay deck myself. I didn't think it was really strong, but I didn't play these cool little combos that other people were playing, like Abyss Seka or whatever it's called. I don't know how to pronounce its name. And these different combos that you can do now, and I didn't even think about that. Again, shows the creativity of the Yu-Gi-Oh community. I unfortunately am not that creative. I'm just not. The next one, Herald of Perfection. I figured Agents would top. I really thought it would. Earthback is just really fucking insane, and I actually thought TG Agents could make a small comeback. And instead we see this, Agent of Perfection, Herald of Perfection, sorry, with the Agent engine in it. That's fucking cool. That's really, really cool. The deck played Christias, it played the Heralds, it played all the Agent cards, and then it's just like, I'm going to control you down and beat you down with my Hyperion and Christia, and there's not much you can do about it. Again, a deck that can control and go aggro. These are the decks that I think will do well for the rest of the format. The decks that can control and aggro doesn't need to necessarily go first to get their plays off. Blackwings. Jesus Christ, Blackwings. I like I said, Black Whirlwind to 3. I wasn't sure how much it would speed the deck up. I just knew it would make the deck better. I didn't know it would actually do so well, though. I didn't think there would be one in the top 4. And just the amount of fucking plays you can do with the deck now. If you open up 2 Black Whirlwinds, you're set. If you open up 1, you're still good. Opening none, you can still set Vayu and Icarus, or you can still summon Shura with a couple of other back rows with a Kalute in hand, and you're set. That makes the deck really strong. It's just that now it's more consistent. It's a consistently strong. And again, I think this deck has a harder time controlling the game, but it can go aggro at pretty much any point it needs to, and that's why the deck is good. Madolche. This deck I've built twice. Once when it first came out, and it was a really bad version with Bapple and all that. But I really like the concept of the cards, of them going back to your deck or back to your hand, and just making your opponent use cards and you just keeping them. You're not minusing any time you have the field spell out. And I was actually kind of like, and this deck, I kind of figured it would actually top. I kind of thought this deck might do well. I didn't think it would top 8 by any means, but I kind of figured it would start doing well just because the format has slowed down, because they have less outs to Tiramisu. The second Bottomless is gone, the second Warning is gone, the second Torrential is gone. It just makes the deck so much more consistent and harder to stop. And that's also a big reason why I think Dragoonies probably did really well, because Torrential at 1, Bottomless at 1, it really hurts. So yeah. Decks I think that... So I really like this format because of the variety of decks you can play. Like, these are just a few. There were other decks that I think probably should have topped, but I was really surprised didn't. I still think Constellars is a really good deck, and I think it actually has the advantage over Evil Swarm in this format. Even though Tenki was hit, I still think a Pallades on the field is a bigger threat for the current format than Ophion is. And I'm not going to lie, I'm going to toot my own horn here. I really like Lancer Frogs. I built it when I started getting back into the game because it was cheap. I thought Herald of Pure Light was asinine, and I think Lad is probably the most insane card for the current format. Less cards to chain for Lad, the better Lad gets. But yeah, sorry for rambling, guys, and I want to hear your thoughts on the current format and like what you think after YCS Toronto. Feel free to message me, leave a comment. I want to have a conversation with other Yu-Gi-Oh players. Alright guys, this is Mr. No Meta, and I really appreciate your time watching this video, and you're going to see a little thing come up. Ignore it.